I'm great.
Uh,
I'm good.
so let me introduce ourselves. Sure, sure, sure. Yes. Um, so I am Harish Kumar, and I am a research scholar at IIT Madras, and she's Ranita, and she's doing a research intern right now, and we are part of a fintech lab at IIT Madras, and we are starting this new podcast series to explore financial models of content creators, and so for that we are talking to series of multiple content creators to understand the existing space, and the intent is to find if there is any new opportunity to build a new income stream for content creators. That is what the end motive is, and to do that we are connecting with existing creators and finding existing sources. So that is the idea behind it. So this podcast will run in terms of exploring your content creation journey and see how where you started, how you grew, and everything in between. So I hope that gives a gist of what we're trying to do here.
All right, all right, all right.
Sure. So I think we'll start with the conversation. So first thing I would like to ask is, how long have you been creating content for, sir?
So it's been 13 years. I am working in like creating content and working for advertising and doing for myself also. And in the space of uh, digital content, mostly we have worked for short films and web series that we have worked. And right now, new age content has also emerged as a vertical series content that we are also trying to build. So that is what we are doing it. uh, so on Natak Pictures, I'm the founder of Natak Pictures, and we are apparently working on mobile content these days because that is where the consumption right now is and the demand is. So yeah, that is what we are.
Okay, okay, amazing. So, uh, so this phase of Natak Pictures. So when did it start? In comparison to your entire journey.
So Natak Picture started in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I was working with an advertising agency at that time, and that was being led by Prasun Joshi, and we were working on a lot of big ad campaigns at that time. So I used to write films, ad films and all. Apparently, I come from design background, so I had a slight interest in writing films and all. So I was keen on writing digital films, ad films, and all. So one of the script I wrote for one of the client, and it got rejected. So I thought it uh, had a potential to become a good film. So I tried with whatever resources I had and tried, and from that film I launched in 2016 Natak Pictures. uh, After that we were creating, so we got a decent kind of a response. After that, in every 6 or 4 months we were trying to make good films. Uh, uh, in 2016, if you remember, YouTube was the time of booming at that time because there were a
Mm-hmm.
lot of big players that were coming at that time, and they were uh, uh, good storytelling that was started on YouTube. So we also wanted to do something similar like that, and to make uh, content not like a content, like more of a cinema. So we followed that love for our cinema, and we started making content from 2016. And from there on, we are just making it in intervals and all, and we just uh, bringing new stories every year, and two three stories every year, and building up.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So when you started, so how big was your team, or is it a very small team which you started with? How did that work?
So we started with I started with I was working alone at that time when I started it, and from my because I was doing a full time job at that time, and there was a lot of people in my company that used to work in that same company. We
Mm,
basically build a team of 3 4 people, and nobody knew anything technical about it. how to make a film and all. So we just started making it, and in the process of making it, we have learned a lot of things. Now, how to basically write a film, how to edit it, direct it.
Mm,
At that time, we were doing everyone was doing everything. So like 2 3 people started the journey, and it
mm.
just kept on increasing when we were making films and all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So let's go a bit back and try even before your starting of film. So what inspired you to get into this space at first place?
So in 2008, when I passed out my college, I assisted in one of the feature film called Do Duni Char,
Mm,
and I was the assistant director of Habib Faisal. And I don't know if you have seen that film or not, but it got a Filmfare Award and a few awards in there. So I assisted in that film, and the fascination of film started from there only. Like
mm.
I want to do like it's not easy to crack in a film setup, but the fascination of making films and telling story came from there only, because the kind of
Okay,
setup I have worked with, it was 4 month schedule, and I that was my first job, I think, that I did right after the college, and I just went
right, right.
without knowing anything, and in
Mm.
3 4 months schedule I got to know everything and just fell in love with the process and all.
Amazing, amazing. So I just had to get saw your background a bit, and I saw that you did mass communication at
Yeah,
the Delhi University. So
yeah.
this the phase that you're talking about, the right after college?
Yes, 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 exactly. So
Right, right.
basically, we used to have projects in college. We were supposed to make few short films and all in college as well. So,
Mm,
but when I went to a professional setup, that was very different for what we were doing it, and that
mm.
changed actually a lot of things in me in terms of to make content and films.
Okay, okay. So now we see that you started off with more standardized production grade setup, and you learnt your basics there. And in course, you started this channel to tell more stories and reach more public. So the question I have is that how different is the like producing for a film, and how is it different from producing for a platform like YouTube? Do you see the differences?
See, producing is like you can produce for any platform that has matlab, no difference. Like I don't feel any difference. Like if you are producing for an OTT versus if you are producing for a YouTube platform, the process
Mm-hmm.
remains the same. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it depends all on the budgets what you are working with. That is one thing. OTT you get budgets. YouTube may you have still can get that kind of independence that you can. Get away with a lot of things and still do it. The process more or less remains the same while producing it. Making the film, the pre-production part of the film is very different if you are making it for a YouTube versus an OTT. OTT, it's a altogether different battle to bring your film alive on the screens versus on a YouTube platform. YouTube platform, you still have that kind of that power to create what you want to create. But if you are taking it to an OTT platform, there's a lot of stakeholders, there's a lot of corporate game things are involved to make your content and make it live. So the production journey is more or less same. Whatever you how well you are producing, that depends on uh, production house to production house. But taking the pre-production part is very different if you are doing it for an OTT versus for a YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
at this stage, what is your main focus? Would it be on the OTT side or on the YouTube side?
So my main focus is to tell good film, tell good stories right now. So
Mhm.
the thing is, key it has nothing to do with OTT platform or a YouTube
Right.
platform, because we have a lot of we tend to get a lot of viewership on our channel as well. So we tend to experiment a lot of good stories on our YouTube channel as well, because the thing is, the power of telling stories, I feel, is still there on YouTube. OTT has a lot and lot of uh, barricades that we have to filter it, and to tell the story, because that is a corporate setup, I would
mm,
rather
mm,
say that.
mm, mm,
And my main focus right now is to tell good stories, whichever platform it should be. Yes, the reach will be much higher if we go to an OTT platform. But the thing is, right now industry is right now in a recalibration mode. So we have to hold our ground for a lot of good content to come out. So there's a battle that we are also part of. So uh, yeah, so that is what is our main focus right now, is to get good stories out.
amazing, amazing. So again, let's go back a bit to your starting phase. And so right now you have, through your journey, you've understood, probably figured out a lot of things that works, maybe specific for OTT, works for YouTube in general. But initially, what were the challenges that you faced when you try to produce content?
So first challenge is always to get the money first, because you
Mm-hmm.
need money to make anything. uh, Whatever you are producing it, you need some money. That is a challenge. Still it is a challenge for us to gather money to make film, but the budgets have already it has increased. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that everybody faces the same issue. But apart from that, what we the challenges we were facing at that time was mostly getting people to watch our film, because the distribution part of making a free content is not also easy. People tend see the thing is, now we are living in a space where like 3 4 5 years back Instagram has boomed, and there is a lot of other things. But when we started in 2016, Instagram was not that big. So distribution at that time and making people watch the film was very tough at that time. I remember uh, we released all 5 films we have released, and we have not got viewership like more than 10 20,000 viewers. That was the biggest challenge, because we, as a
Mm-hmm.
creator on YouTube, specifically, if you are not getting the viewership, there is no motivation to put that film or create any content. But after a year or so, we released one film and it got millions and billions of views. That gave us certain kind of a gratification that people are watching it. So it took us around 1.5 years to get where we wanted to. And for before that, we were struggling uh, in making films, and it was very difficult to make films, release film. And the most difficult part was to ask viewers to watch it for free. That is also a very difficult part for us, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, people were like that at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, understood. So, so out of these challenges, so how you said it took you 1.5 years to figure it out and maybe reach the stage that you wanted to.
Hmm.
But did you have any support in terms of like someone, a mentor kind of a figure, or any support system that could help you figure out these things?
Apparently, I didn't got any mentor.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
have to figure out a lot of things on my way, and
Hmm.
what the kind of content, the kind of genre we need to also figure it out, in terms of
Hmm.
seeing what is working, and if we can adapt it in our screenplay and film writing also. Uh, because we were already in trying and testing mode at that time, that if it is working or not. And when something got clicked, we have to see the data points and all, in the algorithm, that what has worked, and in the watch time part, what exactly people have liked it. uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
so those things we have taken out, that we can proceed in our next films and all, and we can put some of the things in our next film, and it has worked well for us.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. So I want to understand more on your team building aspect
Hmm.
of so each project. If I have to give a name a project each thing. So how do you go about building a team around it, be it for the pre-production or the production, post-production? So how does that work actually?
So pre-production is totally depending on if you're saying, if I have a concept with me,
Mm,
I first basically have to write the whole premise of the film, what exactly the film is wanting to say. That is what I have to keep in my mind, because most of the film what I have directed has been written by me also. So
mm,
the premise of the film is very important. Then in the pre-production stages, when I have the story in my head, I used to have a jamming session with few of my assistant directors that mostly have worked with me in the film, and they are also
mm,
writers. So basically, I have tried them how I work. Basically, they have to work like me, as in like to make a team and can collaborate in few other aspect as well, not only assistant directing. So my main thing was to basically create a team for the pre-production first on the writing stage, that we are okay creating a 3-4 people team of if we are writing something, and jamming on it like for a month or two. And
mm,
if we are okay with it, then we create a production team around it, basically,
mm,
who can give us a budget of that story. If we can make it
mm,
in what
mm,
budget we can make the story around. So production team basically comes for that. And
mm,
then after that, if we have a production team on board and everything is set, then we go into the casting process. So casting is
mm,
very important, like the kind of characters what we have thought of while writing it, are they are similar to what we have or not.
mm,
uh, our casting process is a little different, because we tend
mm,
to cast newer people, uh,
right,
mostly in our
mm,
films, because there with new people you can tend to experiment a lot. That is
mm,
what I feel, and they give you that kind of kind of a surprise element in the film that you don't ever expect. So casting process is it's a hideous project thing, like when we are doing it, because casting takes a lot of time, because
mm, mm,
once you are doing it in a concise budget, a
mm,
film making in a concise budget, so the casting plays a very important role to bring your things alive on screen. So casting takes a lot of time, and once the casting is locked, we go to the production stage. uh,
mm,
and production, depending on the script, if we are shooting a 20 minutes or 30 minutes or a 1 hour,
mm,
we have shot a web series also of around 90-95 minutes. So depending on the project to project, days or numbers and schedule and now been set.
mm,
So the team basically what we create around is, mostly it will be on for the papers pre-production team. Rest
mm,
everybody
mm,
will come on for the project, like how we
mm,
want it and how we don't want it, for the post-production stages. And for the production stages, for accordingly what the project and the budget we have in our hand, we create a team around it. But if you tell me about the core team, there will be always writers and one production guy who can tell us that we cannot we can you are writing this but we cannot produce it, because we don't have the
mm,
that kind of budget. So those are the few parameters and few people that we have while we are writing the script, because we want to make this also alive and be very practical about it if we can want to achieve. I cannot write a
mm,
space shuttle scene, because we will not be able to produce it. So we need production people, and few production people on board right on the team while we are
mm,
narrating the film or we are writing the film. So we keep on while writing, we keep on just exchanging notes with the production team that like we have written something like this, if you have something that how we can make it more brilliant
mm,
in terms of the locations and all, if you have something in mind we can add it in our pre-production stage. So that is the core team basically. Rest everything comes according to how we are mounting the project at that time. uh, so mostly these are freelancers that we work with, and
right, right.
and those freelancers keep on working with us with every project, because there is a certain camaraderie when you keep shooting, and the kind of product that comes out, it matlab, that
Mm,
also reflect in your next project that people wants to work with you or not. So mostly we work with a lot of freelancers that are working with us from like first second third film, and they're still working with us. So that is the team basically.
amazing.
work around. Yeah.
So amazing. So typically, what would be the entire team size for every project, or does it keep varying depending on
If
the
you're asking
project
for,
size?
if you are asking on the production day, the team
Mm,
size will be around 40 to 45 people. That is the
mm,
bare minimum I'm saying that
mm,
will be on
mm,
set.
mm,
Post production requires around 7 to 8 people. Like one will do the editing, somebody will do the sound design part of it, somebody will
mm,
do the grade part of it, somebody will
mm,
be
mm,
mixing it, and there
mm,
will be music part, there will be a BGM part, background music part. So there are 6 to 7 departments after your film get shot.
mm,
So 6 to 7, 8 people requires to get the post production ready for the film.
mm.
Yeah, and on the
Okay.
production day, the minimum that we requires a camera team, requires a sound team, requires a lighting team, requires
Mm,
a direction team, production team. There will be spot boys on set. There will
mm,
be drivers. There will be catering service. There will be a lot of people that are on set. So the minimum people we have worked with 40, and it goes to like, depending on the actors also. I'm not added actors in the production. There will be actors, there are 2 actors, 4 actors, or there are eight extras, 10 extras with it. So depending on and most importantly, makeup team, costume team, have they have
mm,
not added in it. They are very important part of the production. So it is around 40 to 50 if we are just making it in a budget. If we have a decent budget. So the thing is key, more the hands, less
mm,
time we consume on set. So it totally depends on what budgets we are working with, and 40 to 50 people are the minimum crew that is required on the production stage. Pre-production mostly requires your writing team, your direction team, and
mm,
basically your production team that basically will keep telling you. So that requires 8 to 10 people, not more than that. Like we have worked like in 4 to 5 people also, depending on what budgets we are working. Then everything. The thing is, if you can hire a lot of manpower with the budgets, you have a bigger team. If you can't, you have a smaller team.
mm, 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 mm.
Mm.
Understood. Understood. So, uh, we uh, we've right now understood that so for everything to function properly, budget is the major constraint, and the
So the thing is ki, how passionate as a filmmaker you are also. So the thing is, if
mm,
you just want to become a director and don't want to do anything else apart from directing, that is also a problem, because if you don't have that kind of a budget, then you
mm,
have to
mm,
be in every department. Uh, I can tell you I have done almost everything on a film
mm,
set while directing the film, because I am passionate of getting my film out. So
mm,
so that is a difference when you are doing an independent filmmaking versus when a studio is backing you. The studio is backing you, you have a set department of everything most of the time.
mm,
If we are doing a low budget film, and I have heard in a lot of south film industry also, when they are also making a low budget film, they don't have a costume department.
mm,
They tend to brief the actors to take care of the costumes. So it is a driven thing. It is always a team driven thing. If you are making uh, on budget is important, but uh, we have not taken ourselves as in such. If we don't have a budget, we will not make the film. We will make it anyhow.
mm,
We will make it. Budgets are important. It will just give you that kind of cushion to just uh, give more to the film. But if independent filmmaking, I don't think budgets constrain any filmmaker to create what he or she wants to create the film.
oh, okay, that's entirely driven through passion. Yeah,
100%
understood.
passion. Budgets are important also. I'm not saying budgets are not important, but
Correct, correct, correct.
is getting made in people have made a film in 1 crore also, and people have not able to make a film in 50 crores also.
Mm, mm.
So that is totally depending on how you are wanting, how passionate you are to make that film.
Right, right, right. So how, but let's, I just want to understand more on how do you source this the production people? Like, is there a set of procedure that you have to follow to do this, or is it your contacts, close contacts?
So basically, this like I told you, I have worked with a lot of people that has worked with us from the first project and have
Hmm.
learned the job uh, as it goes in
Hmm.
production and all. I have a set core people that I've used to work with right from my first film, but they are still with me.
Hmm.
Production people, basically you tend to get around uh, when you are working in a circle or a network. You tend to meet a lot of people. You
Hmm.
get to know a lot of people. You see a
Hmm.
lot of
Hmm.
people other work. You tend to exchange numbers with each other. Who has done your film production or production design? That is also very important aspect of filmmaking that I have not included in my crew production people, that because there are a lot of production design people that are there on set. Depending on the network you are working with, also you tend to make a network while you are doing this filmmaking and all. You tend to meet a lot of directors, producers, production houses. So you tend to get exchange contacts between each other, and you get to know a lot of people that are already
Hmm.
working. Yeah.
Okay, okay, understood. So now that, so mm, we're trying to understand it as a journey. So now we have you start with an idea, you discuss it with your close duo jamming session with your ADs. Then you get a producer on board for that. Then you produce the content. Then there's a pre post production where you editing, mixing, everything happens. So now that we have content ready, so
Hmm.
now what is the next step? How does it progress?
So, first you need to know what are you making it for. If you
Hmm.
are making it for a larger audience, then you start pitching it to a bigger platform,
Hmm. Hmm.
like likes of Netflix, Geo, Sony Live. There's a lot of big platforms that you want can pitch it to. I'm talking
Hmm.
about long format content right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you have the second is, people tend to make few things for festivals only.
Hmm.
That they just want to take this film to a festival, and then they will see if they can get a distributor and they can go to a theatrical release or not.
Hmm.
So once the film is made, see, every story, uh, we just released a film called Dohra on YouTube.
Hmm.
It's our latest release. I made it for a festival.
Hmm.
Okay, I want
Hmm.
to just release it on all the festivals and all. But the film got delayed and all. I couldn't submit to a lot of festivals, so I released it on my YouTube channel.
Hmm.
What by uh, Surprisingly, it got million views. I
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
never expecting that kind of content would run on YouTube, because mostly YouTube runs comedy driven shows and comedy driven films,
Hmm.
which has a lightweight, light content, whatever you have already seen on YouTube and all.
Hmm. Hmm.
This, this is a very different kind of content we have put it on
Hmm.
YouTube.
Hmm.
So that was not pre-planned and all.
Hmm.
Majorly, if we are putting it on a OTT, we have to pitch to these platforms that if they like the content and all, they can release it on their end. Obviously, they will give you the money and all. That is a separate thing. But if we are doing it for a festival, there will be a festival round for an year or so.
Hmm.
It will take a global round, and then it will come back to you. Uh, if the film has done well in the festivals, chances of getting a distributor is easy. So you can
Hmm.
get a distributor on board and you can release that film on theaters and all. Okay, so that is one way of looking at it. Like
Hmm.
if you want to, like independent filmmakers mostly struggle to get their films on theater. So
Hmm.
it is a
Hmm.
difficult thing to do, because mostly independent filmmakers don't have the money to put after the production is over and the film is over. They just have to release it anyhow. How so? uh, you have to be very clear while making the film where you are making it for theaters
Hmm.
or OTT. Today's scene is very different. People are
Hmm.
somehow trying to revive the theatricals back. So everybody wants to make good stories, and they are
Hmm.
they are getting over with this action fascination. and a lot of genres that people were thinking that that will work only on in theaters. But today people are more concentrating on stories and all. So every
Mm-hmm.
small budget, mid budget, high budget, every film is trying to get their way into theaters and getting more audience, because the theater is a different kind of an experience for every filmmaker and for audience also. So when once our film is released, so I'll tell you my experience. Once our film is released and all, we tend to promote it on our all social media channels.
Mm-hmm.
We fix a date that we want to release it on day. We create a marketing campaign around it. How do you want to market it so that maximum people can come and watch? So
Mm-hmm.
we create uh, uh, publicity materials for it. We tend to create posters, we tend to create teasers, trailers. There are interaction with the actors, with peoples and all. Social media plays a very important role for us to people to go and watch our film there. So we tend to uh, push it through social media channels as much as we can, and on the day we basically release it. uh, there is an activity post release also, that we ask some media uh, channels and all to cover the film and all. That is a separate thing that we do, so that more eyeballs can come on the film. There are review partners that that review our film and all according to uh, their expertise and all. They can do it. So uh, this is I'm primarily saying it for on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The rest was for the long format content, I'm saying. uh,
Right.
uh, so that is where the reach basically help us. If we have a decent reach, so we can reach to a lot of people. We can pre-plan our publicity, and we are reaching to 1 lakh people daily, so that becomes a kind of uh, easy for us to at least tell that we are bringing something. uh, After 6 7 years we are in that position. So yeah, that is more or less happen.
Right, right, right. I think you've covered a lot of things here. So I would like to. When you say a film does well or not, so how do you measure it? Like, is there a metric that you track for that? How do you measure the success of a film?
So basically we basically measure it on the watch time, of
Mm,
how many people have watched this film to how many minutes. So let's suppose if it's a 10 20 minutes film,
mm,
20 twenty
mm,
five minute film, and there is a watch time of every minute. That so there is basically a graph. If you see on a YouTube, you can tend to get an algorithm, and we get reports also, uh,
mm,
how at where people have dropped your viewership has dropped and where it has picked. So basically
mm,
we tend to know from the watch time, like how long the viewers have watched this film,
mm,
not on the views,
mm,
on the watch time. If
mm,
we the uh, metric is, if we have our viewers have watched more than 40% of the film, the film has done well uh, on YouTube, basically. Because YouTube, see, the YouTube is has a lot of distraction also.
mm,
It is very difficult to hold people when there are 7 thumbnails on the right of every video. So your content needs to be very good,
mm,
people to hold that attention of your film. So basically the
mm,
watch time helps us to know whether the film has worked or not, because views is something that we don't believe more on like view. I don't know how view basically works. Basically it just, if you click a
mm,
film and watch it 10 seconds, you get a view. So I don't really believe in the viewership. I basically see the watch time, how much people have watched it, and how
mm,
long they have watched it. Also it depends on also the comment section. People reach out to us on our
mm,
DMs and all. They tend to give us the real feedback, they liked it or they have not liked it.
mm.
So that give us a fair idea of the film has worked good for us or not.
Understood. Understood. So, when you say the odd in YouTube specifically, the watch time is a good metric to track, but the audience also plays an important role, right? So, the audience engagement to this film, does it differ from film to film depending on the genre, or is there a way to maybe understand how audience perceive it?
Mm, yeah, but like uh, specific genre works for specific channel. Like for us, what worked for us was marriage. Any story around marriage will work. Uh,
Mm,
so
mm, mm,
initially, like in 2017, we what one of our film called Unarranged got millions and millions of views. That was basically a film around marriage only.
mm, mm, mm,
uh, After that we didn't wanted to repeat the formula because our intention was to experiment on the stories and all.
mm,
But after 2 years we again did a film around marriage and it got millions and millions of views. So
mm,
we got to know the audience also wants to bracket us in a certain genre, that they want to just see that
mm,
we are
mm,
constantly trying that thing to break, because we also want to make something else and or the other. But genre specific, if you ask me, marriage has worked very well for us.
mm,
For
mm,
many of the YouTubers, comedy has only worked for us, for
mm,
them.
mm, mm,
And for certain channels there are certain kind of genres that have worked for certain channels as well. So plays a very important part, that what exactly is your audience wanting to. But that is where the challenge is. uh,
mm,
uh, like if you can break it out and do something else for the audience, they
mm,
tend to also get surprised that they see most. After that, many of our films have also not worked because we have tried something else, but we have to
mm,
come back
mm,
and did a marriage film there that had worked. But that has been a struggle for us.
mm,
But
mm.
I think now audience in for at least for our channel, I can say that they have moved on from that particular genre, because the last film has worked for us. It has nothing to do with marriage and all. So
Mm, mm, mm,
genre is plays a very important part, specifically in YouTube. Also, uh, it has to do with your geography also. Where are you? Where your film where exactly has been seen? So our most viewership comes from North India and Pakistan.
mm, mm.
So that kind of films tend to work well there. So, but I'm not uh, limiting myself to that. So I'm trying to break that also thing. Also, it has to do with your content also.
Right,
Mostly,
right, 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 right.
you have also heard, must have also heard that if you keep posting regular stuff on YouTube, you will tend to get views in some time. But that has not worked for us at all.
Mm,
We tend
mm,
to
mm,
release 1 2 films basically on YouTube, good content film. That has worked for us.
mm,
uh, we have worked against what algorithm basically keep on saying to us, because we believe content has to be the king. Your
mm,
content should
mm,
speak. People will watch it. They don't care if you are putting 1 film, 2 film, 3 film, or 30
mm,
films in a
mm.
year. They don't care. If your film content is good, people will watch it no matter how much you are putting.
Okay, so you also mentioned the algorithm says you to do it consistently, but have you noticed anywhere that this actually change in algorithm, or what this algorithm has an impact on your viewership,
See,
or
algorithms, if you ask me, algorithm has changed every year for YouTube. Specifically, if you are asking about YouTube,
mm,
algorithm has changed every year. It has its own criteria every year. So we don't really follow the algorithm. We don't work according to we know what will work according to algorithm. But the thing is, our main thing why we
mm,
started was to make good films and all, and good give good stories and all. So we don't really follow algorithm, but we know what algorithm is asking us to do. So we are basically in a fight with the algorithm and keep challenging it. Yeah.
Right, 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 right. Okay. So, as you mentioned, what all things have to be done to produce a good content, and there are a lot of marketing and pre-release marketing, post-release marketing. So, a lot of things and a lot of money also involved in this. I want to know whether uh, in terms of success of film, we can track the watch time, but how do we say a film is successful? Generally, people say it is profitable. It has got at least break even. So that is when a film is success, is what generally we say. So what all are the sources of income for a film that gets published in YouTube or any other, say, OTTs also?
So I'll be honest.
Hmm.
I have written this on LinkedIn also, on my LinkedIn also. The
Hmm.
point here is there. If you are putting it on YouTube, there are two ways only to get the money from. One is from
Hmm.
the brand. If you can get a brand on board and take decent money out of it, that
Hmm.
is primarily that is the only way you can make money from YouTube.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The second way is the revenue that YouTube gives you. That is
Hmm.
also really bad. That
Hmm.
I'll tell you, it is around 55 to 45% split. So 45% is being kept by YouTube and 55% the content creator or the channel gets. That is
Hmm.
real. That is also not much. You will not be able to recover if you are making a film of around 10 to 15 lakh rupees. You will not be able to
Hmm.
recover easily. It will take a lot of time. But brand sponsorship, brand partnership will give you that kind of a money, that you can at least have that kind of a cushion to make the film and you can recover the money also. So those two things are. The third part is there is a kind of a scam that is happening right now in a lot of content creation spaces. A lot of small OTT channels app are launching. They are launching
Hmm.
every, and they are reaching to a lot of content creators like me to give their content to them, and they will split the revenue part, whatever they will generate, 50% of the revenue.
Hmm.
Nobody like we I have given my films to Hotstar platforms like Hotstar, Z5. Nobody has given us anything right now. So there is no malab, I just want to tell you from your platform only that there don't fall into that part of revenue share and all, because nobody is giving you any money for it. But people are mailing daily, like for me, just to give my content to them so that they can take my content for free, and in return they will give a revenue share to them. So there is a simple matrix. If you
Hmm.
think, if the platform is new, there will be no advertisement on it. That is as simple as that. The best thing, if somebody wants to earn money from YouTube, is YouTube only. If they can get a
Hmm.
brand code, that is the best thing. But the best deal on YouTube can only give you whatever 55% of the whatever the revenue is, because still you will have a transparency, and there will be ads that will be that will be playing. So those are the two things that you can make money from YouTube. Nothing
Got it.
than that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, in this regard, one thing is this a scam like thing where small OTTs try to get your content in return of 50%. So, are there any other challenges that you or maybe the other creators face in general that currently is happening in market?
See, the thing is, if you don't have a platform on YouTube with a decent
Mm,
subscriber, and if you are an individual filmmaker, there will be a problem of that film to get released and the recovery. You will not be able to recover anyway. Like for example, if there is a short film that has been made in 15 lakh, for example, and
mm,
you have put it on a YouTube channel, the chances of recovery is very low
mm,
if you don't have your platform, because there are no buyers in the
mm,
market
mm,
for short format content. You
mm,
have to release it on your own uh, risk wherever you are putting it. People tend to
mm.
send a lot of films to us also to release it on our platform, but we don't do that because we don't actually believe in a revenue share, and we want to keep it our original stuff only. But the point I'm trying to make here is, if anybody is making a film, the recovery model is only brands. If they can
mm,
get a brand on board before making a film, not after,
mm,
it
mm,
is,
mm,
they can at least get some money to make that film and not put their money in the film, so that the
mm,
chances of uh, not going, because uh, they, I've already said it, but there are no buyers in the market to buy it. Either you just release it on your YouTube channel, chances of getting recovery is very slow, but it will happen sooner or later. But there are no individual buyers. There are people like this, again I'm telling you, that will ask for your content and will only give you revenue share, which has no valid proof that what has worked. There are no transparency model in
mm.
between the revenue sharing model. So that is uh, what I can say on this.
Got it, got it, got it. So, as we can understand, this for you, for a content to work in itself, there needs to be a lot of experimentation to find which genre is working, and what maybe what length, the duration of the films, of the multiple things we have to figure out. But we can also understand that this is an expensive thing. Not one person can do it. So every time for you to experiment, it is a bit of a hard task. So how is someone navigating this, but to get it?
So it firstly, it has to be a collaborative effort.
Mm,
There has to be a team around it. uh, I A lot of people, a lot of technicians reach out to me to like for work and all. I
mm,
only tell them, you just need a team. You just need a 4 5 people team. You need a
mm,
script and you just need to shoot it. The technology is in our hand right now. You
mm,
can do a
mm,
lot
mm,
of things. AI is booming. You can do a a hell lot of good stuff right now.
mm, mm, mm,
So it is always better to experiment it. Whatever resources you have with you,
mm, mm,
you create it. Because
mm,
the thing is, this field is, this industry is such, if people have not seen your work, they will not be able to judge you,
mm,
good or
mm,
bad.
mm, mm,
They will not be able to judge you. So to navigate through this problem is to experiment whatever you have. Make a phone from a mobile phone. That is
mm.
absolutely fine. People are making it. There is a lot of competition that are happening for mobile film festival, and a lot of things that are happening. But you have to make it whatever resources you have, and you should make it, because once you make it, you will get a team.
Mm,
Because it's basically what you call nasha. Once you make it, na, you will get to know कि boss ये हो सकता है.
mm,
So
mm,
because
mm,
everybody has done it like that only. We have done it once. Uh, we started it from a 5D camera. We didn't have a sound person on board. We recorded it later. I know we didn't have the money to get a sound studio on board. All the sound was dubbed in a car outside in a jungle, so that the noise cannot boom. So you have a lot of tricks to make it. But
mm.
if you are just thinking that somebody will come and ask you to make the film, make film for me or give you the money, that's not gonna happen. You have to do it by your own means and ways.
Understood, understood. It definitely makes sense as well. So initially, we have to go through that grind to find
100,
our path.
100%. Yeah.
Right, right. So, uh, if I have to ask you, what is your dream with creating content? Where do you see it going?
So I'm right now I'm in a mid of creating my first feature. I'm
Mm,
already in a pre-production stage
mm,
on my first feature, and I've not seen as a dream and all, but I just want that thing to come out as soon
mm.
as I can, and then I'll move to the next step. So I'll rather take small step rather seeing a bigger dream and not uh, have that happen.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
So throughout this journey, so it's going to be a decade now, I guess. And have you ever felt that no, have you ever regretted this decision of coming into this field, or were there any moments that you felt very stressed or something?
I have not actually. I'm not being very stressed about it because that is what I love. Is
Mm,
I'll tell you. Neither I have regretted it because I have a longer career in advertising than filmmaking. I'll tell you, but people
mm,
know through my films only.
mm,
Uh,
mm, mm, mm,
so that I have not thought about it ever because that is where I know I can excel and I know where
mm.
my heart is. So I'm not.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, when we say we produce some content, and there were both positive and negative reviews, comments, and all. So, how do you handle that negative side of the review, and how do you navigate that?
So negative views to always help you. Matlab that will
Mm,
always help you if as a creator you should train yourself that if somebody there are few people basically there will be very few people that can come on your face and tell you what exactly
mm,
the problem is. So
mm,
if you
mm,
can
mm,
handle it. I don't know how to handle it, but that is something where you can learn from.
mm,
That
mm,
is very definite because uh, how we have learned I have learned is when people have given me a negative review of whatever I have made.
mm,
The first thing that have always came in my mind that I have not thought about it that way that this person is saying to me. So that is
mm,
a new angle. Every time there is a new angle, and that will help you. At least had helped me for writing a bigger project or a next project that I'm writing it for because there is a kind of different point of view that will come to you, and I think that is something that should be taken very positively because at the
mm,
end of the day it is a creative, it is very subjective. People might like it, people might not like it. That is how things work.
mm, mm,
So that is, I think it is a learning thing for me. It
mm,
has
mm,
always been a
mm.
learning thing for me.
Amazing, amazing. So, Uh, so you also said there are a lot of people who support you, like the people who've been with you for a long time. Um so are there in general such events or community gatherings that happen where people exchange ideas, or how does this brainstorming is this that happens
So
commonly?
there are a lot of uh, film festival that happens.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of filmmakers tend to meet in a lot of screenings and all.
Mm-hmm.
There are investor fairs also like Film Bazaar and all that happens where people tend to meet each other and all. Mostly people tend to meet each other like if they don't know and they just want to do a networking and all. Film festival are the best place to go and meet people and hear them what the uh, filmmakers are saying there. There are a lot of individual uh, networking that happens that
Mm-hmm.
directors tend to meet each other. So I tend to bounce my script to a lot of writers that are already uh, in the system. They tend
Mm-hmm.
to bounce scripts to me. So that process keeps on happening. But festivals and all, if somebody is new to it, uh, festival are the place that some people should go and meet a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people. That is where the networking, basic networking can happen there. Basically, you can pitch ideas. There are festival like that told you, Film Bazaar and all there where investors are there. They tend to come
Mm-hmm.
keep films there and listen to your scripts, and also those are the things that can be done.
Right, right, right. I think that's something, well, maybe in the film industry that is there, but in general, people have to keep exploring or keep networking to
The
get.
network is prime in filmmaking.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah.
So throughout this journey, if you have to tell me two or three pivotal moments or many incidents that maybe give you a different perspective and completely change you as a person or as a filmmaker, are there any incidents like that?
Mm, there are few incident I am not able to remember right now that has given me. Uh, See, in the process of pre-production right now, what I am doing it's an altogether ball game. It
Mm,
has uh, uh, the creativity tends to suffer a little when you are working with a non-filmy people,
mm,
uh,
mm, mm,
because the matrix of marketing comes, sales comes, and a lot of
mm,
other things come when you have written a film in a certain way. Then you have to change your film in a certain way
mm,
to
mm,
appeal the audience. So that is one eye opener, was
mm,
one eye opener for me, that commercially filmed uh, works very differently when
mm,
you
mm.
are making a film. So that is the latest incident I am trying to gather right now. So yeah, that is what I have.
Okay, okay, amazing. That's a different learning, a different perspective in
Different
terms of.
perspectives. There's a lot of people. The
Mm,
emotion
mm,
that you have written a scene in a certain way and does not work with
mm, mm,
the bigger players. They want to see something else, or they don't want to see at all.
mm, mm,
So,
mm.
script is basically like a train. If you remove a bogie, so the other half will go somewhere and the other half will stay there.
Yeah.
So we have to keep on just aligning it and making it work together.
Mm.
So that is a different uh, uh, experience what I'm have faced basically.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So, if you so my question is around the platforms and the delivery of content in different formats. Like, uh, there were initially it's only films, theatrical release, then OTT came, then the social medias came. So, what kind of changes are you seen evolving in these platforms, and how do you think that is impacting storytelling in general?
So the point is, I think most of the people have already heard the model already we are working in
Mm,
is such that uh, story has been taken over by the corporates. That is a reality. That is
mm,
what we are living in, and the kind of stories, at least as an Indian filmmaker or the other fellow filmmakers want to tell, will might not gel with what the OTTs of the world want to show, at least in India. So the risk taking
mm,
factor here in OTT is uh, not that much, that what people were thinking 5 years ago, that it will change the game of all the filmmakers. We are already back on the TV format that was
mm,
closed 3-4 years back. So we are already concentrating. All the OTTs are concentrating getting the TV format back on all the OTT platform. So storytelling has to be done for me. Uh, Theatrically, it should work better.
mm, mm.
Uh, Already few steps are already been taken. Like, people are not watching any films in theaters, and they are waiting it for the OTT to showcase it. But the involvement of filmmaking people that have no clue of how to make a film, they are when they start intervening in your creation, what you have written for year or 2 or 3 or 4 year 5 year, then that is a problem. What obviously we are facing it right now to not
Mm, mm,
get right content out for people. There are money, there is a lot of money, that is for sure, but getting the right film, choosing that right script is a problem right now,
mm,
that everyone is facing. There is a lot of good material that are already out in the market, but people are not buying it because filmmaking is a passion driven project. Earlier, producer used to uh, uh, mortgage their houses and make money, give
mm,
money to the films, to get South. I think South में तो अभी भी शायद ऐसा होता है, but in Bollywood it used to happen. But now everybody is trying to safeguard themselves first, uh, through an OTT and then make whatever they want to make it, because the problem is that risk taking ability and that risk taking factor has gone. If I am putting a money on a film, like, I'll give you an example. Nobody will make a film like Koi Mil Gaya Today. Nobody will. It was a risk that somebody took at that time, and getting an alien in India, kids loved it. So the point right now I'm trying to make is, people are still, whomsoever the producer is, whomsoever is putting the money, they just want to safeguard their money first, because they have got the cushion, so they don't want to take that risk. So they are basically asking the platform what they want, and they are writing it and they are giving it. So the experimentation has gone, the risk taking ability has gone. They have already a question that I'll give you a money, I'll give you some 10-20 crores rupees, I'll ask you to make a film. You will not put that kind of an effort, that kind of a risk, because you are not putting your money in the film. You don't have any skin in the game right now. So that risk taking ability is zero right now. So whatever has been asked is been delivered to the OTT player. So
Right,
some
right.
filmmakers, big people has to change.
Thank you. We'll close it. Yeah. One last question I'll ask about family support, then we'll close. I don't think so. My background is electricity. They might message.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your power went off, I guess.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, you explained that really well. And only one final question I have is
Yeah.
how is your family support in throughout your journey? Because it is driven by passion and not much of in terms of revenue, I would say. So how is it with your family?
So I basically do a lot of film production work. Uh,
Mhm.
like, I direct a lot of films and all. So revenue is important for me as well. Everybody, but what I was talking about, only the passion projects that I've worked on.
Mhm.
There's a lot of commercial projects that I've already done,
Mhm.
so I keep on doing that as well. There is a line of vertical web series that are a new trend, that you will see in another 2 or 3 months. There are a lot of web series that are coming. We are also producing a lot of
Mhm.
web series for it. My family support is basically, my father was also a producer in 90s for Doordarshan, so he
Mhm.
used to produce a lot of shows for Doordarshan. So my family is very well aware of what exactly I'm doing, and uh, so yeah, things like that.
So your family understands what you go through. So
Yeah, 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 yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that in itself is a good position to be with regards to maybe some other field guy trying to pursue his passion and family not
Yeah,
understanding that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
Kida was always there in the family. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to just navigate through it.
Amazing, amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, sir, for joining us for this conversation and sharing your journey with us. I think we have learned a lot through this, because what we see from outside as a film, and we say it is a good film, bad film, not maybe one time watch is something, people are regularly using it now. And
Hmm.
but there are, we understand how much process it takes to get that film to the audience, it's purely driven by passion, and hats off for that. And yes, that is pretty much the end of this. And if you have any questions for us, we would be happy to answer also.
No, I don't have any questions. I thank you so much for you guys for having me here, and I wish you guys all the very best and do well.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks for it.
All right,
See
thank
you.
you.
Good day.
Yeah.
Bye.